Hello and welcome to this lecture. Today we are going to discuss the history of tobacco. Tobacco was unknown to European when Columbus arrived in the New World in 1492, and it was remarkably widespread in America and has been cultivated for many hundred years. The name of tobacco was different in different origins. It was known as tobacco by the Spanish. It was used as Arawak. They encountered in the Caribbean, or in Arabic it is used as tabak. So the name of tobacco has been different in different parts of the world, and it was already used in Spain in reference to medicinal herbs. So they are using as a medicinal properties. So in different parts of the world, in different natives, people using tobaccos under different names. Powdered tobacco was sometimes put into the mouth and sucked into the nose through the tube, and tobacco leaves were also used to treat wounds and thought to have the medicinal properties. The commercial importation of tobaccos into Europe in large quantity began in 1600. So they using under different types, such as using in the form of cigars or reeds or pipes. When we take a look of the early medical uses uh, regarding the history, the French physician Jean Nicot, he was successfully curing the migraine headache uh, of Catherine de Medici, the Queen of Henry II of France, which made tobacco use very much, and it was called as herb saint, or we can say that the holy plant. And the plant is against all the evil. It was thought to be that it was against all evil, and people are using it for the treatment of migraine pain. And actually, if you take a look of this word, uh, we know that the tobacco contains active nicotine. And if you take a look of the name of the French physician Jean Nicot, his name also contained the prefix nicot. So the word nicotine actually come from his name, the prefix nicot. And it was thought that this plant is against all the evils. When we take a look at the timeline, in 1565, the plant has been called nicotine after Nicot. In 1753, the Swedish Linnaeus, the father of taxonomy, named plant genus Nicotiana. When a pair of French chemists isolate the active ingredient in 1828, they acted like true nationalists and called it as nicotine. In 16th century, tobacco should be avoided among the women and children and husbands who desire to have children. In 1617, Dr. William Waugh phrases the last thought a little more poetically. Tobacco, that outlandish weed, it spends the brain and spoils the seed, it dull the spirit, it dim the sight, it rob a woman of her right. So it was thought to be that the use of tobacco can cause impotence. In the United States Pharmacopoeia, which is a textbook for the drugs, in 1890, with the slow advancement of the medical science in 18th and 19th century, gradually removed tobacco from the doctor black bag, as nicotine was found not good for the health. So they dropped this drug from the United States Pharmacopoeia. The use of the tobacco actually is available in different species, but the most common use is Nicotiana tabacum and Nicotiana rustica. When the settlers returned to England in 1586 after failing to colonize Virginia, They took with them seed of rustica species, but planted them in England, but the species never grow. The English crown again attempted to establish a tobacco colony in 1610 with John Rolfe arrived as a leader of the group. From 1610 to 1612, Rolfe tried to cultivate rustica, but the small leaf plant was weak and poor in flavor and have a sharp taste. In 1612, Rolfe somehow gets some seeds of the Spanish tobacco species. They grew beautifully and sold them well. The colony was saved and every available plot land was planted with tobacco. In 1619, as much Virginia tobacco as Spanish was sold in London. That was also the year that King James prohibited the cultivation of any tobacco in England and declared tobacco as trade of a royal monopoly. Then incomes from the sale of the tobacco become so important to English colonists that tobacco planting spread to Maryland, Massachusetts, and other colonies. There is one famous incident which is explained in terms of Boston Tea Party. During the 18th century, smoking gradually diminished, but the use of tobacco did not. Snuff replaced the pipe in England. When we take a look of tobacco use in early America, we know that the colonies in the British colonies know the importance of tobacco. One of the British General Cornwallis' major campaign goal in 1780 and 1781 was the destruction of the Virginia tobacco plantation. After the war, ordinary Americans rejoiced and rejected snuff as well as tea and all other things that belongs to British. So thank you so much for this lecture. Hope to see you again.